Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with the daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Suku. Now, real quick, before we fully jump on into this video, I do have to be 100% transparent. This is my first sponsored video. Suku has reached out to me and, talked to me about some sponsorship details. This video is fully, sponsored by them. Now, what does that mean? Well, essentially, guys, listen, I've been a long-term supporter of Suku. I've talked about them even before they reached out to me for a sponsorship, and I've always told you guys on this channel, I will only talk about projects that I actually do support and that I see being legitimate projects. Suku, for the most part, in my opinion, is one of the most legitimate projects in this space currently, and they are working with Hedera. We're going to be addressing it. We're also going to be talking about a concerning, some concerning factors, I should say, about Suku as well. So, with that being said, sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate that. Now, overall, the market is looking pretty good for the most part. We will address that later, but I do want to talk to you guys about Suku. So it is up 15%, so we're going to be addressing the chart here shortly as well. But the main thing, the concerning factor to me, is the circulating supply to total supply. Now, similar to other projects, this does have a lockup period in terms of its tokens. We are currently at about 119 million in circulation, 1.5 billion in total supply. Now, you guys do see the trading volume is up astronomically. You see the market cap is up 16.28%. The overall price is up 16.25%. Market cap $30.3 million. Fully diluted market cap $378.9 million. Now, we do see the price that we came down to just recently, testing those, lows going as far back as like roughly almost, around June 27th of 2021. This is an older token. I mean, this goes back to 2020, by the way. And you guys can see the spikes here in value for the token. We hit as high as like $1.25, almost $1.26. We could also see the holders tab here. We're going to be addressing a few things, but overall, when we are talking about Suku, I want to mind you that yes, there is a lot of tokens locked up, and you could actually see that in the supply down here. So here is the percentage of total supply being held by the company. This is the company address. For you guys that don't know, I did some research on this address, and it is the overall company address. This is the address that they will be utilizing for all lockups and things like that. We do see here, note the individual token reserves are managed off-chain, collectively stored by this address. This is that address. Now we are going to be addressing the tokens distribution as well in a second, but look at the holders tab here. So we are sitting at about 4,300 active addresses, and this has been increasing drastically since around the December timeframe. I think that we are still very early within Suku. I think that this does have an incredible future ahead of it, especially with what they are focused on, and we are going to be talking about that here shortly. So let's just dive in and let's talk about, of course, the tokenomics. So again, 1.5 billion in total supply, and here is the unlock schedule. So we do see 12.9% were sold to accredited U.S. investors, which will remain locked up until Suku tokens are listed on the U.S. exchanges. And we also see, of course, here is the lockup schedule. So this started around August of 2020. We do see it ranging all the way through 2021. And here we are currently around that February to May timeframe here. So obviously, inflation of this token is going to, happen, but the good thing about this is that we do see that the last token unlock in 2022, at least, is around November. The next token unlock is May, so maybe you guys want to hold off until May, maybe you don't. In my opinion, I don't think that this lockup in May is going to be too drastic, especially of a change from, February. We see the February timeframe being around 200 million tokens almost, which is what the overall circulating supply is currently. And in May, we will see that this is actually going to be at around like roughly, I'm going to say like estimated 230 million tokens overall. And we do see by August, this should be around 300 million. November should be around almost 400 million. And then, of course, by like February 2023, we will be at around 400 million tokens in total. So this is going to continue to be inflated in terms of token supply until around August 2025. It doesn't mean that the price is not going to increase. No, that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying that it does have an inflationary aspect to it. You guys can also see the key transactions and things like that. They have been, for the most part, pretty transparent with that. And you guys can see the breakdown of the token distribution here. The team is going to be holding around 10%, token sales 12.9%, operations 20%, technology partners 26.8%, trading partners 28%, and of course initial exchanges and mining is about 2.3%. And you guys can read all about this down here and really kind of what these do mean. I'm not going to break this down for you guys. You guys could obviously read this and do a little bit more research on this, but let's talk about, of course, the project itself. So, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Hedera, and we do see Infinite powered by Suku. They also have a few other, projects that are, of course, built around Hedera, but let's check this out. So Infinite by Suku empowers you through a more secure, durable, and engaging way to authenticate collectibles and products, providing a platform to manage your digital closet through claiming ownership of each of your products using Hedera Hashgraph. Now we do see 200 plus NFTs issued, 600 plus end users, 99% savings transaction fees compared to Ethereum, and these numbers are not fully updated. Of course, it's from Hedera themselves, but you do see. Again, Suku is the link between open finance, traceability, and transparency through their trio of product offerings, Suku Omni, Infinite, and DeFi. They connect companies with conscious consumers and enable supply chain finance. And you guys know that I'm a big fan of supply chain in general within this market. There's a lot of extremely useful use cases built around it, and I do think that supply chain finance is a very great way to really kind of jump in, especially connecting these major companies to consumers through something like this. I think that this is something very innovative. Of course, you guys can see the major concerns here. Lack of trust between brands and consumers and online marketplaces. This is why Suku is basically going through Hedera, because Hedera is extremely secure, extremely transparent, and the increasing demand for NFTs combined with digital authenticity of collectibles, digital art, and DeFi confronts the industry with unprecedented technological challenges. This is, of course, from the CEO at Suku, because they were going to choose Ethereum at first, but then they went to Hedera, and we also see scalable, secure, and inexpensive product authenticity for digital and physical goods. Again, that is where leveraging Hedera really kind of positions them at. This is also the Hedera token service that they are utilizing, and here's some images of course, the Suku product. It's very interesting, very very cool, especially from the retail perspective. Like, I think that a lot of the stuff that Suku is really kind of building out is fairly key for bridging the retail demand to crypto. And we do see our Suku. Now this is their website fully broken down, infrastructure to boost brands in the physical and virtual world, Web3 tools designed to empower innovative brands and creators to engage with their audience in an entirely new ways and places, including the metaverse. And you guys can see the ecosystem here: Suku Omni, transparency and traceability, Infinite World, NFT marketplaces and metaverse, and then of course Suku DeFi, micro lending and collateralization. And you guys can see their vision as well from the Web3 area. I have always told you guys that Web3 is huge, and it's going to continue to grow. And we do see here Suku Omni become, trust independent, show a verified story of your brand and products. You guys can see the demo over here. I think that a lot of this stuff is very interesting, especially for major companies that are moving in on, of course, Web3 or just in general. I think that this is very cool. I think that this is very innovative as well. And here's Infinite World, the infrastructure your brand needs to grow in the metaverse. Again, here is that incredible view. This is also that view from Infinite over here that I was just talking to you guys about, where it was very, I would say that this is pretty straightforward in terms of a user, interface. I think that it's very well done. And again, the infrastructure, your brand needs to grow in the metaverse. We provide the infrastructure to get your brand into the metaverse fast. Our solutions go from white label, turnkey NFT marketplaces and NFT tamper-proof tags to digitizing physical assets and tracking them in the metaverse. This is awesome because this allows for these major companies to move in on, of course, the metaverse as well. I think that we will see a lot of companies utilizing this at some point in time. And of course, last but not least, I love DeFi. You guys know that the DeFi space is booming right now. We do see decentralized finance for everyone who engages with your brand, incentivize those who fuel your business and brand, from supply chain participants to consumers and even ambassadors. Participants can take advantage of the many benefits of decentralized finance built on blockchain. Now, you guys do see a lot of their partners down here. Hedera Hashgraph definitely being one, Perkins Coie as well. Duke University. So they have some pretty, high tier partnerships here. Coinbase Custody as well. I'm very excited for, the overall vision here. You guys can see the ecosystem partners as well. Very, very incredible, overall list of names here. And we do know that a lot of the Hedera team partnerships, like for an example, like Avery Dennison, we see Galaxy down here as well, even Siva Love. A lot of these are interconnected as well, and I just think that this is very cool. I think that from an overall project perspective, I think that this is something that is very useful and unique. You guys could read all about the team as well. In the Web 3.0 era, the fastest growing brands will be those providing true ownership and ownership of the truth. Again, like I said, full-on transparent team. You guys could read all about them. I think that from the overall perspective of transparency, you guys know that I love transparency in this market. I've always said that, the main thing that allows me to invest into a project easily is transparency. If there's not a lot of transparency, I'm a little bit skeptical. But with Suku working with Hedera and things like that, and also the products that they are building out, I definitely think that this is one to keep an eye out on. And of course, you guys could go check out all of the marketplaces, like for an example, like Infinite World. I think that this is a very cool metaverse, use case. I think that this is, really kind of the idea of from e-commerce to NFTs. Like, you guys know that I love e-commerce. I build e-commerce brands. I run e-commerce websites. And I think that e-commerce is an area that has not yet been disrupted by NFTs. Like, imagine owning a Shopify store, right? Now, for those individuals out there that have not worked with Shopify, Shopify is like a great drop shipping website that a lot of individuals utilize for e-commerce, for building their own brands, things like that. Now, imagine owning a physical Shopify store, and now you want to interconnect with NFTs. That's what Infinite World is doing, being able to bridge the gap between retail and NFTs with, of course, physical items. This is very cool. I think that this is something that should have more of a, I would say this should have more of a spotlight right now, because although the NFT scene and the metaverse scene are blowing up in terms of popularity, we just don't have that bridge between, physical and digital worlds. You guys know, from my perspective, like, I just launched an NFT project on Hedera, and I'm trying to bridge the gap between physical and digital worlds, trying to bring more incentives to, of course, the physical world through, NFTs. This is something that could allow me to really kind of take it to the next level. And I think that this is something very, very cool. You guys could go check out the marketplace as well. Like, they have a full-on marketplace. Now, this is in beta, but you guys do see exactly what this essentially would become. These are physical, and these are basically NFTs from physical items. I think that that is something that we haven't seen yet. I think that this is going to get very interesting very fast, especially as more and more, top tier brands like Nike, Adidas, etc. move in on, of course, the NFT world. I think that this allows them to have that interconnectivity fairly easy. And that's exactly what Infinite is doing. That's what they are trying to do. And of course, this combined with Hedera, in my opinion, is just a easy thing to really kind of look at and say, okay, yeah, this is going to be big, because we already know that Hedera is right now in its infancy stages of building out their massive ecosystem, and Suku is absolutely killing the game in terms of being that bridge between the metaverse and the physical worlds. And I think that this is something that has not, gotten a spotlight on it yet. I think everyone's kind of still centered around NFTs and flashy new things. Like, of course, we just seen Ape Token just launch. Everyone was going crazy over that. So obviously we see it's a little bit more of a, hype speculation sort of basis in the NFT world. I think that as we get more of a legitimate use case around NFTs and, NFTs get more of a spotlight on, of course, utility, I think that this is going to be an area of focus as well, in terms of how these brands are going to enter the metaverse, if you will, the virtual world, through, of course, physical items. And, you guys could read all about Omni. Omni is still kind of, I would say, in its, beta stage. Up your game with uncontested truth. Share a verified story of your brand, values, and products. Again, this is really kind of focused on, I would say e-commerce and brands in general. I think that this is very cool, helping your brand better serve to conscious consumers, helping consumers find truthful, transparent, and verified products as well. And again, this is through verifying products. This is to make sure that you are, at the end of the day, getting a verified product. It's track and trace essentially. And again, I think that this is such a cool use case. We've talked about this in the past, but this is through the Suku scanner app. You'll scan it and basically have a breakdown on where and the entire traceability of course, a product. You guys can see that here. I don't know if this has. All right, so no, it doesn't. Let me open this image in a new tab real quick. So here you guys have it. Now this is just a demo, so obviously it's not going to be like an English version of it, but you guys can see the breakdown of course, the product, where it comes from, how it's getting shipped, all that kind of stuff. That is that track and trace. It's so transparent and it's so incredible to really kind of see, again, the authenticity of the product. So I think that this is so cool. I think a lot of these, use cases that, Suku is really focused on are revolutionizing the overall consumer and even the brand industry. I think that this is interesting. I think that anyone that is, in the e-commerce or the brand game, maybe you are building your own brand, maybe look into some of these. I think that this is something that's very interesting. And even from, just a consumer basis, maybe even a retail basis, or just an investor basis, we all know that DeFi is huge in crypto. And here we have harnessed the power of decentralized finance technology to help create a more inclusive world. Again, DeFi is growing every single day. I think that when we are talking about DeFi in general, I think that we are going to be seeing it continue to grow. I think that a lot of these products that Suku is really kind of building out are really focused on, at the end of the day, the consumer and retail industry, but also they are capitalizing on, of course, bridging the gap between, crypto and the retail individuals, brands, consumers, etc. So I just think that at the end of the day, if you guys do want to look at another solid project that is, of course, tied with Hedera, definitely look at Suku. Be aware that the token unlocks are, set in place until 2025 of August. So if, that is something that is concerning to you, maybe, this isn't the project for you to get into. But last but not least, I do want to really quickly address the chart. So let's actually look at the chart. So we are seeing volume diminished a little bit here. We are also hitting resistance on the EMA. This is actually at around the 50-day EMA. We are hitting that resistance. It's simply at around almost 28 cents. I do believe that we could come down and possibly test yet again at around 23 cents for you guys that want to get into the project at a bare minimum price. I don't believe that we come down and test 20 cents yet again, but if we do, that is an area that you really want to buy at. But I do think that we are ranging on some major support going as far back as, of course, August of 2021. This is at around 25 cents. So, of course, if you guys do want to get into this, you guys are more than welcome to do your own research. Do not just buy because I'm doing a video on it. I'm just saying, always do your own, research. Don't just go from what somebody else is saying. But of course, I've talked to you guys about Suku for, many times in the past before they even, addressed a sponsorship with me. I do want to thank Suku for reaching out. Incredible project, incredible team, and I'm very excited for the future of Suku. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.